Confidence without clarity is dangerous. And it's not just bad for your client, it is bad for you. Because when you charge high and you cannot deliver, you lose trust. When you overpromise and you underdeliver, your confidence breaks. And when you are unclear, everything becomes unstable, right? But when you know your offer inside and out, confidence becomes real. It becomes calm. It becomes powerful. Welcome back to the Self-Made Pod, the go-to podcast for freelancers, entrepreneurs, and everyone who's ready to stop dreaming and start doing. I'm your host, Coach Darla, and today we're diving into something that can make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. It is controversial, it is misunderstood, and honestly, it's holding a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners back. And we are going to talk about charging premium rates. You've probably heard things like charge what you're worth or don't let clients lowball you. And while that sounds empowering on the surface, there's a truth that isn't always talked about. Charging premium is not just about confidence. It is about competence, clarity, and value. So in this episode, we're not just talking about mindset. We're going deep into the uncomfortable realities, the myths, and the actual strategies of pricing yourself at a premium. Let's get into it. First thing that I want you to remember is that charging premium rates is not a decision, it is a responsibility. Let us start with this. Saying, I want to charge high is very easy. Anyone can say that. But charging premium rates means you have to back it up. Because once a client agrees to pay you 5 times or 10 times more than the average, they expect results. They expect excellence. And they expect you to own the responsibility. My first ever big project was priced at $2,500. I was new. I didn't really have the full skill set yet. But I charged that amount because, well, everyone around me said I should. That it was time for me to charge high. But you know what? I couldn't deliver it myself. I ended up outsourcing the whole project. And since I didn't really understand the full scope of what was needed, I couldn't manage it properly. The person I hired would say things like, this is difficult, this would require so much time. And I didn't even know if they were right. The project kept dragging. I couldn't guide them, I couldn't fix it. And I was at the mercy of someone else, when in fact, the client trusted me. Eventually, I did deliver the project. The client was really happy. But behind the scenes, I had zero profit because I spent everything trying to make it right. And I lived in fear the whole time. What if my contractor disappears? What if the client asks questions that I cannot answer? Lesson learned? Charging premium is not just about closing the deal. It is about knowing the value and being able to own the delivery. So if you're not yet ready to lead, to solve problems, and to drive outcomes, you may not be ready to really charge that premium. Second thing, the market doesn't really care about your emotions, only your value. I know this might sting. You might feel like you deserve to charge more because you work hard, because you've been through a lot, or maybe because you've invested in courses, or maybe because you're trying to provide for your family. But let me say this with love. The market doesn't care. It's not personal, it's not emotional, it's just business. Clients are not paying you to survive. They are paying you to solve a problem. I've seen freelancers say that they will not accept projects below 1,000 pesos per hour. And yet, they are struggling to get clients. Why is that? Because rate is meaningless without context. And because pricing is always tied to perceived value. You can charge anything for a specialized funnel strategy, but if you charge the same amount for an admin work, the market won't accept it. Think about it. Let's say you create a funnel that helps a coach reach $500K per month per launch. If that's worth $10K, that's very easy. But if you're gonna offer answering their emails or managing their calendar, that is also so valuable. But let's be real, that is also easily replaceable. Now, I am not saying that you should not value your time. I am saying you should build rare premium skills that make your time more valuable. This realization hit me nung nagsisimula pa lang ako. I was a social media manager before, charging around $500 to $800 per month. And that included daily engagement, content creation, reports, and a lot more. It was really a grind. Literal na every day, meron akong kailangan gawin. And I poured my energy and my effort and my time to deliver those deliverables. And then I discovered funnel design. I charged the same price. The first project that I had was $500. That is for one funnel project. But here's the thing. I was able to finish it in just 4 hours. It's just one night. And the results, it was immediate. As in, after we launched the funnel, we already got the leads and the conversions immediately after posting about it. And when you compare that to social media, where you wait for weeks or months to see results, especially for people who just want to do it organically, you are always at the mercy of the algorithm. You can do everything right, but still not get the same result. I realized that in funnels, you control the system. You actually design the customer journey. Set it up once, and you just watch it work. And that exact month, I was able to close more funnel projects. I worked less, but I earned more. I saw firsthand the difference of a task-based service versus a high-leverage scale like funnel design. So when people say, charge premium, I always say yes. But make sure you're charging for something that actually moves the needle. So the only thing that I want you to take away from this is that if you want to charge premium, start by building premium level value. Learn high impact, high income skills like funnel design that let you do more with less time and with clearer measurable results. Number 3, premium work creates premium impact. Let me explain. This is what you usually hear impact-based pricing. And let me tell you a story that happened in the early days of my funnel design journey. And this completely changed how I see pricing. I was working with a coach. She had a proven offer, an audience, and also consistent traffic. But despite all that, she was stuck. She couldn't figure out how to streamline her launch. Everything was manual. She would message leads one by one, follow up on chats, do live videos immediately, anytime, anywhere. And it was really draining her. And when she reached out, she said, Darla, I don't think I can do another launch like this. I am really tired. I don't know if I want to launch it again. And I told her, let's just give it a chance one more time. I built her a fully automated webinar funnel. One system, one process, clear flow from being a lead to being an actual customer. Everything in that process was intentional. And when she launched, she messaged me with a few words that I cannot forget. She said, thank you. This funnel changed my whole business, my life, and the life of my family. It became her most successful launch ever. And she made millions in that exact funnel. And the best part, that same funnel, she still uses it. Same webinar, same system. She just tweaks a few things here and there, but the core is still running. And it helped her earn passively from what we built years ago. As a freelancer, that was the moment when I realized I didn't just design a set of web pages. I helped that person get consistent income and have the peace of mind. And this is where impact-based pricing makes sense. Ask questions like, is this task helping them grow their income? Does this remove a bottleneck that's stressing them out? Will this save them hours, energy, and maybe even their sanity? If your answer is yes, then you are not just a service provider. You are a growth partner. And that is when premium pricing becomes not just justified, but expected. So if you're still stuck on the question, how much should I charge? Ask yourself, is this helping my client make or save money? Is this moving the needle for their business? Because when your work makes that kind of impact, your rate is not an expense after all. It is already an investment. So what I want you to remember is that don't just price based on what's fair to you. Price based on what the result is worth for them. And if you want a skill that puts you in that position, look for a skill like funnel design. You build once, and it can keep delivering value for months and years. That's the kind of work people are willing to pay premium for. Number 4, you are not entitled to premium just because you're online. Here's a controversial one. There's a myth going around that just because you're doing online work, you should be charging premium rates. You might see posts saying like, I have quit my job and now I charge thousands per hour online. Or some also says that if you charge 50,000 pesos per month online, you are being lowballed. And it creates this pressure. But let me be brutally honest. Online doesn't mean valuable. Working online doesn't automatically mean that you deserve premium rates. Working from home doesn't mean that your skill is rare. And premium pay comes from premium problems solved, not your premium lifestyle. For example, you're a VA who does the basic admin stuff for 25,000 pesos per month, and that is just for repeatable tasks. That could be fair. But if you want to charge double or premium that rate, then you need to do different things. You can bring in strategy. You may even need to lead or solve bigger problems. You know what? The gap between basic and premium is not the internet. It is your impact and irreplaceability. I had a client who hired 2 people at once. One for general admin and one for launch strategy. The admin VA charged 20K per month. And the strategist, he charged 80K for 2 weeks. Both of them worked online. One solved a task, and one solved a revenue bottleneck. So basically, what I wanted to say from this is that you don't automatically get paid premium just for being online. You get paid based on the change that you create. And the 5th one, confidence without clarity is a scam, but to yourself. Let's say you hype yourself up. You say, I am worth it. I am gonna raise my rates. But when someone asks you, what exactly do you offer? What outcome can I expect from working with you? What is your process? You fumble, you're vague, you oversell, or you underdeliver. Again, confidence without clarity is dangerous. And it's not just bad for your client, it is bad for you. Because when you charge high and you cannot deliver, you lose trust. When you overpromise and you underdeliver, your confidence breaks. And when you are unclear, everything becomes unstable, right? But when you know your offer inside and out, confidence becomes real. It becomes calm. It becomes powerful. So I just want you to remember that clarity creates confidence. And for you to be able to do that, you need to know your process. You need to know your promise. And that's when you know your price. You know what? Charging premium rates is not an ego booster. It is a strategy. It is a responsibility. It is a reflection of value, impact, and service. And it's not about what you feel you deserve. It's not about what the next freelancer is charging. It is about solving bigger problems faster and better. So if you want to charge premium, earn that title. Be undeniable, be valuable, and be ready. And if you're not there yet, don't worry. Start where you are. Deliver excellence. Make sure that you give your best in everything that you do. Grow your skill, you sharpen your positioning, and raise your rates as your value increases. Because when you are really premium, you don't have to say it. They will feel it and they will pay for it. If this episode hits home, take a screenshot and tag me at Digitally Darla, and let's get more honest conversation about pricing, growth, and value. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss another episode. This is the Self-Made Pod, and I will see you in the next one.